I just thought of another really creative way to buy rental properties or to have rental properties or convert rental properties that I don't think I ever talked about. And I think it's something that a lot of people could do. So when we moved out of my childhood home, um, my mom initially wanted to sell it. And after kind of talking about it, we ended up keeping it as a rental. And it was actually a really good decision. It's been a rental for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, I think it's making like $1,500 a month. So you can kind of do the math. $1,500 a month times 12 times 5. That place has been awesome, right? And a lot of people can do that. When you're moving out of your home, a lot of people kind of upgrade, right? Everyone kind of starts with, like, let's just say like $100,000 house for their first home, and then for their second home they move up to like a $200,000 house. Just a rough example, right? So that $100,000 house, it's probably appreciated really well. You probably purchased it for a really good deal. Um, you probably got an awesome interest rate on it, so it can actually work out really well. Plus, if you play your cards right, when you're still living there, you can show the property, find your tenants, get them lined up. So that way, let's just say in like 2 months you want to move out, they can move in. So like the day you move out, they move in, you move into your next house, you're already getting the money from it being a rental, right? And I think some extra kind of cherries on top is, if you do it that way, is a lot of times when you purchase a property for your own residence, well, all the time when you purchase property for your own residence, the interest rate is much lower, right? If you've lived in it for a while, you have lots of equity, and you kind of know all the little quirks and weird things with the house, or if there's anything wrong with it. And most people, they take really good care of their house. So you got a newer furnace, a newer water heater, all these new things in your home. So when you do rent it, you don't have to worry about weird things breaking. Whereas, let's say you just buy a house and turn it into a rental, you don't know all the little weird, I don't know, electrical gremlins or plumbing that hasn't been correctly done, or just little things like that you kind of figure out once you have a tenant in there. And a lot of times that's really annoying because your tenant gets annoyed, and you don't want your tenant to be annoyed. But that's just like another quick example of a creative way to buy a rental. And a lot of people, what they do is they buy a place, they live in it for a year, and then they move on to the next place and rent the place out, right? Or live in it for 1 or 2 years and then move out and keep it as a rental, and just kind of keep doing that. And like I said, the main bonus is you usually get a much lower interest rate. Plus your down payment, you don't have to put 20 to 25% down, right? You can get, a lot of times, maybe 3% down, or whatever, a few $1,000s down instead of 10, 20, $30,000 down for a rental property. So just another thing to consider, right? If you have a house and you're kind of thinking about, getting a rental, and you're also kind of thinking about buying a new house, you can buy that new house and turn your old house into a rental. But if you have any more questions about that, let me know. And I kind of walk you through the steps how we did it. So hope you have a great night.